Today, I want to share a story with you. It's about personal transformation, and it follows one person's journey from feeling completely stuck to finding a whole new path forward. We're going to look at the challenges she faced and the very personal approach she took to overcome them.
You know that feeling, right? Like you're on a hamster wheel, you're putting in all this effort, but you're just not getting anywhere. That feeling of being stuck on repeat? Well, that's exactly where the story we're exploring today begins. All right, so let's dive into this client's story, which really all starts with this deep, profound feeling of being stuck. We'll take a look at who she is and what that feeling actually felt like, according to her own words. So, the person at the heart of the story is a nurse named Mary Beth. And even though her whole profession was about caring for other people, she reported that in her own life, she was really struggling, just feeling totally stagnant and like she couldn't move forward. And in her review, she really broke down what that stuck feeling was like for her. It wasn't just a bad mood, you know? She described it as being trapped in these repeating, painful patterns. She felt hopeless about what was to come, was constantly second-guessing herself, and just couldn't seem to find her purpose. It was a cycle she felt she just couldn't break on her own.
So, feeling this way, Mary Beth decided she needed a completely new approach. And that brings us to the next part of her story, the personalized process she went through, which was reportedly tailored specifically to her.
And that's when she began working with Daniel Olson at the Orlando Hypnosis Center. According to her review, this was a really conscious decision to step away from things that just hadn't worked for her before and to try something that was fundamentally different. And the process she described was really focused on her as an individual. It kind of broke down into three main steps. First, really getting to the core of the problem. Second, making that connection between her conscious goals and her unconscious thoughts. And finally, and this is so important, giving her real actionable tools that she could use herself to get control of her own thoughts and feelings. And this is where her experience really shows a huge difference from other things she tried. She mentioned she'd been to these huge seminars before, the kind with thousands of people. And she said they gave her this temporary buzz, this excitement, but it never lasted. In contrast, the personalized one-on-one sessions, she described those as leading to lasting, real change, with support from someone local and accessible. Okay, so what happened? Well, according to her review, this personalized approach led to a really incredible transformation. Let's look at the outcomes she actually described, both right away and in the long run. I mean, just listen to this direct quote from her review. "I have a brand new life with an amazing future ahead of me." That's so powerful. That's not just a small change, right? She's talking about a brand new life. That's how it felt from her perspective. And she reported that these changes started happening pretty quickly. For the first time, she felt in control. Her days went from being something she just had to get through to being exciting and full of possibility. She also talked about this new sense of confidence, which had this ripple effect. She started attracting more positive people into her life. And this wasn't just some temporary high. We're talking about major long-term success here. According to her, she finally found her true purpose, which, in turn, led to her becoming more successful in her career. She now describes her life as one she lives with real passion and excitement every single day. So, what can we take away from this? I mean, while this is Mary Beth's specific story, it really touches on something bigger, the importance of finding a path forward that actually works for you. Her story, at its core, is just a powerful example of transformation. It's about moving from that feeling of being stuck in those old patterns to a place of empowerment and purpose. It really shows a change that, for her, started from the inside out. So look, if that feeling of being stuck that she described at the beginning, if any of that sounds familiar to you, maybe it's worth considering what a different kind of process could look like for you too. If you'd like to learn more, you can check out danielolson.com.